Hello and welcome to the Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm your host, Lou. A reminder, we are back in the studio and streaming live on Sportsnet's YouTube channel Monday to Friday between 2 and 3 p.m. If you're watching, hello. And I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Alex Wong. Yesterday on the show, I wanted the Raptors to win so badly, not just because I need the Raptors to win every game so badly, but also because I wanted to have an entirely positive week. Monday to Friday, everything being good, and the Raptors last night winning in overtime for the second time over the last week.
Another one.
Yeah, seriously, another one. That's what the referees are saying whenever the game ends. They're like, just play another 5 minutes. I know you guys already lead the league in minutes. Play another 5. And the Raptors got it done last night with the win over the Bulls. Great vibes all around, Alex. We're going to have a great show today.
Yeah, we're going to have a great show. Unfortunately, Matt Thomas went scoreless, but we're not going to let that dampen
can't believe you're opening
spirits.
with this, man.
We always open with the key topics, and that was the number one topic.
Okay.
But the Raptors, like you mentioned, 4 straight wins now, 27 and 23. They're only one back of the Brooklyn Nets in the loss column for 6th. And the top 8 teams in the East are separated by only 4.5 games. And it's wild because they're playing again tonight at home against the Atlanta Hawks with a chance to sweep this entire stretch of 4 games in 5 nights. Remember on Monday I came in, I was like 2-2, 3-1 would be nice.
Yeah.
They got a chance to go 4-0.
They got a good chance to go 4-0, and I think look, Trae Young is back, scored 43, beat the Suns last night.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but the Raptors are also back.
Exactly.
So
wow, damn, you took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, no, seriously, we're the vibes yesterday at the arena were incredible. All right, just to recap the Raptors Bulls game, Raptors winning 127-120 in overtime against the top seed in the East. The Raptors have won 3 straight times now against the top seed in the East. It was the Heat before the Raptors knocked them off twice, and then it was the Bulls, and the Raptors knocked them off. So, damn, I don't know. Are we the team that nobody wants to see in the play-in tournament?
yeah, I think it's the team that nobody wants to see creep up to the top 6. Because when I'm looking at the rest of the teams right now, even like you mentioned, the 2 teams, Chicago and Miami. Now, we'll acknowledge that Miami was without Kyle Lowry.
Yep.
And Chicago is without Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso.
Yep.
So that's fair. But, man, the way this Raptors team is playing, and assuming they add a piece or 2 at the trade deadline next week, is there a team that you're, like, completely afraid of and feel like the Raptors have no chance in a first-round series right now?
Yeah, I don't know about no chance. I really don't know about no chance. I think, obviously, you don't want to see Embiid whatsoever, but the rest of that Philly team doesn't scare you at all.
Brooklyn is still the scariest to me just because in the playoffs, if you have all your elite talent, like that usually wins out.
Yeah, that's where you're going to need the Canadian Border Services to come in and play lockdown defense.
Yeah,
on
you're
Kyrie.
going to be – Will Lou's going to get his driver's license and be parked at Rainbow Bridge to make sure that everyone is vaccinated coming in.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a joke about this specific kind of brigade at this point in time.
Oh, right.
But,
Sorry, I wasn't even referencing that.
Yeah, wow, Alex. All right.
Oh, let's move on. So Kem Birch was back. How was Kem Birch's game last night?
What a transition, Alex. This doesn't sound forced. Yeah, Kem was cool, man. Look, the best part about it was just that, like, the Raptors had their full roster available yesterday, right? I mean, obviously, Goran's not there. They got some G League assignments, whatever. But, like, all the guys that you would actually expect to come into a game were there, including Kem, who we were, courtside, just chatting up with people before the game. I know you have some comments there, too, about the pregame chats, especially from Matt Devlin coming over and telling me to chill, essentially.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we were, courtside, and we saw Kem Birch came out, right? And it's obviously the last couple of games he's been out. He came out with a mask, which makes sense. He did have surgery on his nose, right? So he came out, did his warm-ups, and, yeah, he came out and played. And obviously we didn't expect him to play that much. He only played a 5-minute stint in the second quarter. I didn't think he was bad in that stint at all, really. Like, he got a key offensive rebound. He made 2 verticality plays at the rim to create 2 stops. And, I think, we'll obviously see how he continues to progress. I'm also a little bit curious how Nick is going to be using his rotation because, when you're looking at the bench, you have 3 guys who are centers coming off that bench, right? You already have Chris, you already have Precious, and you have Kem. So I'm not sure how you manage the rotation specifically to make that all work. But Kem's another piece that you can use out there. And I think maybe a fully healthy Kem Birch, you can use him a little bit more against a guy like Vucevic, who had 30 and 18 last night. Kem is your biggest body, your most physical interior defender. Still a little undersized, all things considered, but he could be a big part of this team. And I think that was expectation coming into the season that he would be a big part of this team. But so far, he hasn't really been able to just stay healthy. So hopefully, just for him personally, he can stay healthy. And for the Raptors, it's just cool seeing everybody available. Like we've been to so many games at Scotiabank Arena where they line up for the anthem, and like the Raptors lineup of guys only goes like half the length of like the opposing team. So like a month ago, we were looking at Tremont Waters and Daniel Otoru, and I forget who the other guy even was.
Yeah, what happened to DJ Wilson? He just left.
Yeah, hopefully we can get DJ Wilson back. The Raptors were able to sign him to a second 10-day at least, but still, like, that's the situation that we're looking at a month ago, and now you look at this where the Raptors have all their full complement of players, and they're taking on the top teams, and they're winning. So,
no, it's great.
Feeling very blessed.
Great performances last night from a lot of players, but we got to shout out Scotty Barnes because for the second time within a week, he helped send a game into overtime against Miami last weekend. He was fouled in the last second of the fourth quarter and hit 2 clutch free throws, which eventually resulted in a triple overtime win.
Mm-hmm.
And last night, in the final possession of the fourth quarter, Fred drove to the basket, believed was hammered by Nick Vucevic as he let the shot go.
Yep.
Missed the shot, and Scotty was able to get the offensive rebound and the putback. Man, just been impressed with Scotty. We've talked about his inconsistencies, but this guy is playing 36 minutes a night as a rookie and impacting winning, which I think is really, really impressive. And even in overtime, when he was limping for 2 minutes and the coaching staff was just like, yeah, he's good.
I mean, Nick did send Chris to the scorer's table ready for him to sub in. There just wasn't a stoppage in play.
Nick Nurse, #1 defender over here.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, me and Nick are the same. I just think in terms of energy.
I got the hat. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. But in any case, like, I was watching back on the play because I didn't actually see when he got hurt, like, just at the arena. And I was watching it back today. It was on a missed shot by the Bulls. I think Ayo Dosunmu missed a corner 3. And Scotty Barnes had inside rebounding position, was trying to box out. And Javonte Green, who is a very, very active, I would even say hyperactive role player, right, made a hustle play, trying to go around Scotty to get the loose ball. He ended up doing that. But the reason he was able to do that was because he put his knee into the back of Scotty's left leg. Now, it was not intentional. He's just jumping on the rebound, right? But still, that's where he took a bit of that contact. And, Scotty was kind of like moving a little bit slowly. But weirdly enough, it didn't actually cost the Raptors. And, in fact, keeping Scotty in the game allowed him to make that bucket over Vucevic, which was I guess, ultimately the game-winning basket, because it was 120 all, 2 minutes left in the overtime period. At this point, this has been 2 minutes from Scotty just like kind of, moving slowly back and forth. But he's able to take Vucevic off the dribble, pivot, bump into a much bigger guy, and put up the shot, which is just like, he is really good at that. Like that, and Nick Nurse said after the game, he said that was probably his toughest finish of the whole year, and that if he can do that more often, you can see more, like 8 to 10 more points per game in his average. Because if he can take it that strong and finish over a center as a rookie with a bad knee at that point in overtime, it's really impressive. And I think, honestly, just watching his technique in terms of how he does it, Scotty doesn't necessarily need to like lift off the ground to get a shot off. He's really good at just throwing these little flip shots in, where because he is very strong, he's able to hold his position. Sometimes he's able to bump a guy. We saw him do this against Sabonis as well earlier this season. Seen him do it against a couple other centers. But he has the strength to sort of to get to a certain position, to make a good move, to be set when he shoots. And then his arms are just so long, he just kind of flips it. And that's what he did against Vucevic. He didn't really jump off the ground, even though Vucevic is 7 foot and taller than him, heavier than him. He's just able to use his arms to flip it up over him and made a great shot. So, and honestly, shout out Chris Boucher, because he came into the game for Scotty right after that, right? Because he was the guy who come in to sub. I thought Chris made a great play, forcing Dosunmu, who was attacking closeouts all night. Clearly, he already missed a 3 earlier in overtime, wasn't trying to do another one. So he was attacking the closeout. Chris, we've seen him react a lot to, especially corner closeouts. He'll jump out, but he didn't jump out this time. Played a very smart, cut him off on the baseline, got Ayo to pick up the ball. Surprise double team came over, and they were able to force a turnover at a situation where the Raptors are only up 2 points, and they're able to get the ball back. They're able to make a couple of plays, and they're able to win the game. I thought Chris had a great game last night. I think I gave him 3rd star. And yeah, just even the ability to trust in a guy like that to come in for Scotty in a crunch time scenario and for him to deliver, I just think it was a great team win. When you look at the whole roster, like 4 guys had 20 plus, like I don't know, 6 guys had more than 15 points. Like that's really, really good as a team. So, and I even thought some of the bench guys who didn't really score, like Banton, like Precious, you know, these guys only got a couple of baskets, but they played really well. Their hustle on the glass was really strong, and this is a game where everyone can really feel proud of, you know, that they contributed.
Yeah, and shouts to Chris Boucher, like you mentioned. He's been a great role player for
For like 2 months, like
yeah,
legitimately 2 months. As soon as the Raptors kind of turned it around, I think a big key factor in that obviously was Pascal getting healthy, Fred, you know, going on this all-star push, Gary doing 30 plus, other guys getting healthy. But a big part of that is Chris has now emerged as like clear cut the best player coming off the bench.
Elevate the fries to taters.
No, he elevated the fries to taters right now. Like he's been playing great. I thought his hustle last night was strong, and man, he took a charge too. Wow, we're watching the highlights right now. Chris just taking a charge right in front of us. Like, no, he's playing really well, man. I have no complaints at all.
yeah, and OG Anunoby's been quietly putting together a string of really strong performances, huge shots in overtime. And, you know, me being at the arena once again, zoned in, keyed in on what Nick Nurse is doing.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw this on the last play when Gary hit the 3 to put the game away. Nick was directing traffic once again because Gary was standing right in front of him in the corner. And Nick is like, no, go over there. When Fred runs the pick and roll, you pop out to the 3.
Yep.
And he made the play happen. Listen, I'm not going to give like 100% credit to Nick because Gary's the one who made the shot. But again, Nick's in-game coaching and just these small, you know, attentions to detail, all of this stuff. The vibes are just great right now because at the start of the season, I think we talked about the best case scenario for the Raptors this season is threading this needle between developing players and winning. And right now you're seeing all of it. Like you look at what Scotty's doing, you look at what Gary's doing, you look at all of these core pieces and they're winning games. And the schedule is setting up nice for them to really make a push if they can keep pushing right now.
Yeah, for sure. And look, the toughest thing is the Eastern Conference. Every single team is pretty decent. Even Washington is pretty decent. New York's pretty decent. Like even if you look at these teams, the Raptors are ahead of them right now. The Raptors only have 3 more wins than Washington. They only have 3 more wins more than New York. That's pretty absurd. But that's the thing though. Like every single team in the East is very competitive right now. Chicago, Miami, Philly, you know, Milwaukee. These teams have been good all year. Cleveland has been good all year. Brooklyn has been good all year, but they're starting to slide a little bit, losing 6 in a row. We'll see what happens to them. I mean, you know, they'll bounce back. This is right now with KDO, right? You know, the Raptors have really been emerging. Charlotte, surprisingly, is 4 games over 500, even though I don't really see that team being that serious defensively, but clearly they have offensive firepower. Boston has played really well of late. Atlanta just won 7 in a row. They lost to the Raptors. Then they beat the Suns. Like, it's really hard to go anywhere in the Eastern Conference. And that's where you look at the team and you look at the Raptors. You hope they stay healthy. They can clearly compete with everybody. And if you just make 1 or 2 more additions to this roster, maybe you do make a push where you're able to get to like probably 10, maybe even, you know, 12 games over 500. That's the only time where I would feel as a Raptor fan comfortable with them making the playoffs if they get to that level, because the East is just very, very competitive. It's like much better than the West right now.
Well, when the Raptors got hit with COVID last year, they were around 500.
Yeah.
And we know that it's been well documented. The season fell apart from there. And we were joking kind of last month when COVID hit this team if a similar pattern was going to happen, right? And obviously it has not. And I was thinking last night, I was looking at some of the stats and how the 2013-14 season played out. So that was a start of, you know, the Kyle DeMar run. They ended up winning the division and playing the Brooklyn Nets in the first round. So there's a lot of similarities, actually. So in that season, they started 9-14. People remember a Rudy Gay trade happened in December. And then they won 11 of 15. So they were 20-18 after 38 games. They were 26-24 after 50 games and finished 48-34.
Yep.
This season, the Raptors started 9-13, then won 11 of 18. So they were identical 20-18 after 38 games. And now they're 1 game ahead of that 2013-14 pace after 50. They're 27-23.
Yeah, wow.
So they're, like we said, if they keep playing this well and if they can add a piece or 2, I don't think it's unrealistic to expect them to end up in the mid-40s in wins.
No, I don't think so. I think they have that quality as a team. And obviously that in that year you're referring to, they had the Rudy Gay trade, which changed everything, right? Balanced out the roster, took a guy who was taking a ton of shots, wasn't really affecting impact of the game, and then they got a bench out of it.
Yeah, people pointed out on Twitter yesterday when I pointed out these similarities that the Rudy Gay trade gave them an entire bench.
Yeah, so the Rudy Gay in this situation is Goran Dragic.
All right. Bobby Webster Get those 2 phones charged up, man.
Call the Sacramento Kings, I guess.
Call us, man.
Sure, yeah. Call us as well, I guess. Yeah.
Call us. We just want you on the show. Actually, don't want to talk trade deadline.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So the other thing we got to shout out, friend of the program, Enes Esmer, who was on last Saturday's show. He came up with a brilliant nickname for Pascal and Fred, Spice and Dice. I'm so mad we didn't think of this.
Nah, that's so good. And you know what? Honestly, like, look, they've been together in the league. They came in 2016, so this is their 6th season. So like clearly they've had a lot of time for people to make up nicknames. You know, there was for a while they were trying to make the Spicy P and Icy V nickname go. That one did not go at all. That one is like one of those just like, no, everyone's just gotta like get off the bus. Like that one's terrible. But Spice and Dice is incredible. Dice, obviously, you know, the bet on yourself angle. The fact that Fred loves to post the dice emojis.
I appreciate you explaining the dice to me.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
Right.
I really needed that. Yeah.
I know you're not.
Do you want to go
big
on
into
with
gambling?
That? Yeah,
so, yeah. So dice
I didn't know Fred posted
6
dice.
sides.
Yeah.
People roll it. You know, the bet on the outcome.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's a die. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so let's get to the main event. That's enough game talk.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we got to talk about Fred VanVleet getting his first All-Star selection. So let's set the scene chronologically. We arrived at the arena so early that the countdown clock was still at 95 minutes before the game and not moving.
I forced you to leave. I forced you to get there like 2 hours before.
Yeah, so we were there watching warm-ups. I watched Matt Thomas warm up.
He got a really good warm-up, man.
He did, yeah. And you watch the Raptors warm up, and we ran into Matt Devlin, friend of the program.
Yes.
And Matt basically came up to you and said, Will, there's 82 games in a season. So when the Raptors lose, I don't want to see you this furious on the timeline. And that was about it. What was your reaction to that?
I mean, it's real talk from a veteran. Yeah. Who knows?
But he did tell you to keep going.
Oh, no. He's like,
don't stop.
He said, you wild, but keep going. Yeah. Like, he literally was that meme. And so I think he's right. But you know what? The thing that Matt Devlin doesn't know, or maybe he doesn't, he knows. Maybe he knows or doesn't know. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure when he started following me. But, like, it was way worse before. Like, way worse. Like, I think with every year, it just gets way more, like, calm, measured, fair, you know.
I think fair
accurate.
Is the key word because you are able to be positive and negative about the team.
Extremely positive,
and it's constructive
negative.
criticism.
Yeah.
I think you tell it like it is.
Yeah.
So that's Will Lou right there, man. I'm always your hype man. So we're there.
Yeah.
Talk to Matt Devlin. We go to our seats. Now, you described this a little bit in the reaction podcast last night. So usually the Raptors come out. The music plays. They're in the back.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Yeah, bring them out, and they come out. But last night, they were all waiting for Fred in the back. Because that was when, at the exact same time that Inside the NBA was announcing the reserves. They did the West, and then they did the East. And then I guess we found out that they were doing it alphabetically.
Well, Vivek figured that out.
Okay, so they were doing it alphabetically. So the names are being called. Because when Darius Garland got called, I was like, oh, man, maybe Fred's not going to make it. Because there was a lot of debate, Darius or Fred, for that one spot. But then when it was alphabetical, I was like, okay, no matter what happens, Fred has to be last.
Right, because who's going to come up after Tatum?
Yeah. So Tatum comes up, and there's literally just one spot left.
Yeah.
And now the Raptors are out except for Fred. No, by then, Fred had also come out.
Yeah. So the rest of the Raptors were already out there. They weren't, like, watching with Fred. I think Fred was in the back watching. In fact, the open gym clip that was released, incredible moment, by the way. Fred was waiting there by the monitor with Amy.
With friend of the program, Amy Audibert.
Yeah. So he was watching there, and then he's like, nah, I got to go out there and warm up. So it was literally, like, maybe before Tatum was announced, but definitely not, like, more than even, like, a minute before his name was actually announced. But he just, like, was like, look, man, I got to go warm up. Will's going to slander me in the warm-up report.
The warm-up report is intense,
He's going to snitch on me again.
So he comes out, and we find out, because you're streaming this, where we're sitting.
Yeah,
we
I'm watching it live,
find out that Fred got the spot, and you were so thrilled and excited for Fred that you screamed. You said, Fred, you made it. Fred, you're an all-star.
Like, I'm actively trying to yell at him. I'm not just like, oh, my God, he made it. Like, I'm trying to project onto the floor.
Because in that empty arena, he could probably hear you.
I see. That's where I'm not totally sure, because where we're sitting, right, we're sitting about 15 rows back, and we're in the corner of the court. They're on the opposite side of the floor where they were shooting around. So it would have really required someone with a very, very loud and booming voice.
You? Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah, so that would be you.
Anyway.
So in the open gym clip that you referenced, there was actually a scene where Fred is warming up, and you can hear a fan scream in the back. So I think we have that clip from open gym. So let's play this clip. Let's play that one more time. I want to hear that again.
All right.
Was that you?
I don't think that's me, man.
Because I
don't think that's
I think
me.
that person shouted Freddie All-Star, and I don't think you said that.
I don't think I said, Fred, you're an all-star. Fred, you made all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we can't give you credit for this, for breaking the news to Fred VanVleet.
Look, it'd be nice. I think genuinely I was so excited. I wanted him to know. I didn't want to be the one to tell him because that's not my place at all. But like, I just wanted him to know. Like, it's just an awesome achievement. It'd be weird if they kind of went into the game and him not knowing, right? Like, as he admitted, right, he was nervous all day thinking about it. So he was able to finally get the news. I saw that they came over to Matt Devlin and the TV table, which is, obviously right beside the floor, and then the teammates mobbed and stuff like that. He said he found out from someone in the crowd yelling before the anthems or whatever. So in any case, it was a great moment because I think even though it was such a limited number of people in there, right, clearly, this should have been 20,000 people in there, everyone congratulating Fred, like a huge moment, everything like that. But everybody who was in there made the absolute most of what they could do. That includes me yelling. That includes the 100 fans in the building there trying their very best to let him know because the news had broken while he was on the floor warming up. So it was great to see him. So, yeah, my voice also isn't that high, I don't think. But, you never know. In any case, I'm very happy for Fred. I'm genuinely very emotional. I was very emotional as it happened. And I'm really happy for the guy, man. He does really, really deserves it. Like, to think about the fact that I'm taller than an all-star now is kind of absurd.
Yeah, so we have this other clip. We had a chance to sit down with Fred for an interview of the century back in November earlier in the season. And you had asked him because Fred was on his way to an all-star berth, in my opinion, last season until COVID and injuries and all of that derailed those plans. And you had asked him if those are things that he thinks about, the individual goals. So let's play this clip of what he told you.
Definitely in my plans, like I have a journal. I'm big on writing goals down and like manifesting things. So I definitely would like to be an all-star. I want all the awards. Like I'm not really shy about that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be.
Well, you already owed all defensive team.
Yeah, I want to be all defensive. Like I want to be an all-star. I want to be all NBA someday. Like those are all goals that I have. And the good thing for me is that I won't probably achieve any of those if we're not a good team or a top team. So like. I can chase that while chasing winning because, if we're not winning, it doesn't matter, which I saw last year. I felt like I was an all-star caliber player last year, especially like in spurts before the end of the season. I had a pretty strong case, but we just weren't, in the race for being one of those top teams, so they kind of fade out at the end.
First undrafted player to make the all-star team since Ben Wallace of the Pistons in 2006.
Wallace.
And, Kyle gave him a shout-out in his post-game presser yesterday. Shouts to Kyle being back with the team. And Fred said after the game about Kyle, quote, "He showed me the blueprint from day one. I wanted to be better than him. I still want to be better than him. I'm still chasing him and his greatness." I was thinking about this coming in today. It's incredible to think about Fred's journey, and I think most Raptors fans are familiar by now, the undrafted journey to where he is now. It's also incredible to think that there is a chance if he spends his entire career with this organization that he will finish as the greatest Raptor of all time.
I mean, that's unbelievable, but that's how blessed we are as a franchise, right? Look how many All-Stars Raptors have had in the last few years here, right? DeMar, Kyle. I mean, look at that championship winning team. Kyle was an All-Star, Kawhi was an All-Star, Mark was a former All-Star, Pascal became an All-Star. And then Fred became an all-star. We're talking about a team of 5 all-stars on it, man.
Why did he leave?
Okay, all right, man. We come on. This is not about Kawhi. This is about
That's
Fred.
Right.
But yeah, like I just think that we're really blessed, and I think the fact that it's just like, look, I know we want to give the Raptors credit for all this. It's Fred who should get the credit for all this too, right? Because, I mean, like think about how he made the team. Like he was a 4-year senior, won at so many levels. Took a Wichita State team, which wasn't that highly ranked, to get to that point. To I think they had a season where they lost like once or twice or something like that. Pretty absurd. His journey, he goes undrafted because of his height or whatever, and then even when he made the Raptors, he was the 4th string point guard on the team. 4. Kyle was the starter, obviously. Corey Joseph was the bench backup, and then Dillon Wright was the 1st round pick. So he had to be the 4th string point guard. And then found his way here. He's outlasted all of those guys. Congrats to Fred. He's such a hard worker, great leader for this franchise. And, yeah, man. Also a great quote as well. Just a great dude. Fred VanVleet is Rice.
He's actually Rice, yeah.
That wasn't actually us speaking. That's earlier in the show, and yeah, he is rice. That's the best way to describe him. That's the ultimate compliment in Asian.
He's rice. He's dice. He's everywhere that rhymes with dice.
Okay.
No, shouts to Fred though, and like you mentioned, like I had a chance to get to know him from the start of his career.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I remember
right.
doing stories about him when he was part of the bench mob, and he would tell me like, I'm picking all these other point guards up full court, and there's like shoving me away, being like, "Yo, who the f are you?
Yeah.
Like, get off me!" And now he gets to walk into this room in Cleveland as an all-star and stand beside guys like LeBron James, like Kevin Durant. It's honestly amazing. Well, KD's not going to be there, but you get the point. But
maybe his partner Spice will be there.
Yo, we need Spice and Dice in Cleveland.
We do.
That's got to be the new hashtag. Matt Devlin, if you're listening, let's make that push.
Yeah, let's do
on
it.
The broadcast.
And credit Esmert as well.
Yeah, please credit Enes Esmer, or else he's going to call his lawyers and ask for royalties. He's already told me about that. But yeah, I think last thing before we take the break about Fred is there's so many people that are thrilled for him, not just within the Toronto Raptors fan base. I remember a few years ago, I was in Wichita, Kansas.
Unbelievable.
Because, yeah, my career has just been wild. And I was working on another story and actually did a second story there, meeting up with the Wichita fans who rooted for Fred to watch a Raptors game together.
Yeah.
And just to see the way that Fred left an impact on that community, and through his Fred VanVleet shop and all the things that he does off the court, he's always gone back to these places. And he's really like, I know it's cliche, like, oh, never forget where you came from and all this stuff.
No, but it's true.
Fred carries himself in that way, in a very genuine way. And there was also another news clip last night where Fred's parents were interviewed about Fred making All-Star. So we have this clip here.
We were at home watching TV like everybody else.
What went through your mind when you heard his name mentioned?
Man, we just screamed and cried and just so happy for him.
Who screamed louder, you or your wife?
I think I might have. I think I did. Yeah. I think I had the louder voice. Yeah.
I know you're proud, but can you even describe your feelings of knowing that Fred is at that all-star level now?
It's still hard for me to even believe he's a pro. You know, and you know, it's something that you think about. It's like, you know, he'll do something like, man, this dude is actually in the NBA. You know, so it's still like, you know, it's still sitting in with me. It's still sitting in.
How confident were you that he would be named an all-star?
You know, I can't lie. I wasn't super confident because of some of the politics that go into it, the fan vote and this vote and that vote. But the coaches vote, I think, is what got him, you know, because I think the coaches respect him and everything, you know.
How much did he want this recognition?
He wanted it bad. He wouldn't have like really admitted it, but he did.
So any plans to go to Cleveland?
Absolutely.
I'm so thrilled for them.
I'm so happy. I mean, that's how any child would want their parent to speak about them.
Yeah, just one time I want my parents to be that proud of me.
Well, when you brought home 98 in calculus, your parents weren't like,
no. They're like, where's the other two?
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, they're like, are you in extracurricular activities?
Yikes.
Apply to Waterloo? Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, my parents were quite proud of me, you know.
No, but honestly, thrilled for Fred.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Let's get Spice and Dice there.
Let's do it. And honestly, like, you know, that's going to be up to Adam Silver. You know, there's still tough competition. You know, LaMelo Ball is a guy who's like built for the All-Star game, right? You know, Jared Allen is the hometown guy, and Cleveland's playing quite well. You know, he's got a good case. But we know for sure right now that KD's not going to be there. So Silver will have to nominate somebody. And if we're talking about forwards, I don't know if there's another forward playing better than Pascal Siakam in the last month or so.
There isn't.
In period. I didn't even think he had that great of a game yesterday, and he had like 25, 13, and 7.
You look up, and he's like flirting with a triple-double every game now.
Yeah, so. Yeah, heartwarming stuff. Congrats to Fred. Well-deserved, representing the Raptors, and hopefully he gets in that three-point contest as well. So I think that's a good spot for us to take a break. I'm your host, Will Lou. You've been listening to The Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590, The Fan. And now a message from our presenting sponsor. Discover the best eats in your neighborhood on DoorDash without leaving your home. So many options to choose from, and ordering is easy. For a limited time, you can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code TheFan25. Fuel up for tip-off order today through the DoorDash app or DoorDash.com. DoorDash, delicious, delivered. Welcome back to the Raptors Show on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, powered by DoorDash. I am your host, Will. I continue to be joined by producer and co-host Alex Wong. And as we do every Friday, we would love to give some shout-outs because the show is not just us. I mean, it's like 90% us, but like,
Yeah, it's 90% you, 5% skill, 5% me.
100% concentrated power of will. Lou?
Damn.
All right, keep going.
Okay, no more bars for you. Yeah, you got some shout-outs.
Yes, let's do it. So thank you to everyone who made this Raptor Show and the Raptors Reaction Podcast possible this week, including our producer, Derek, JR, Ryan Fabro, Kyle, Maria, DT, Greg Sansoni, Pat Flash, and everyone else supporting us behind the scenes. A thank you to all the guests this week for making time for the show. Shout out to Blake Murphy, Michael Grange, Vivek Jacob, and NBA champion Jody Meeks.
Yeah, and shouts to Jennifer Rolnick for helping us.
Of course.
Bringing this YouTube stream back.
Yep.
And just want to give some quick shout-outs too. Shout-out to the No Dunks crew. You might know them as the Basketball Jones, the starters, for hitting 3,000 podcasts in total.
Wow.
Yeah, they posted that today.
I wonder how many.
You should count yours.
Someone should count that and relay it to me.
Okay. Will supports unpaid internships. That's been made clear.
Yep.
Shouts. I just want to give a shout out to the Raptors artist community.
Absolutely.
Because, I feel like every day when I'm on Twitter or Instagram, I see just such great art being put out by people like Tristan, who you can find. His name is Half Good. He's been putting out game day posters for all 82 games.
Yeah, they're great.
Is his plan, and they're amazing. Dana Smart, I think her IG is great. Dane Draws. Like, she does these amazing. Excellent. She had a great Fred VanVleet illustration that I believe the Raptors official account actually shared last night, which was great.
Nice.
And Jane, who goes by Draw the North, she
fantastic.
does a lot of great stuff too. So, and shouts to two super fans of the show, Danielle Michaud. Every time I run into Danielle, she's referencing one of her shows.
The fit yesterday was crazy. I mean, everyone saw it on Sportsnet, of course.
Oh, yes. No, Danielle said it's Year of the Tiger. So,
yeah, actually, though.
Shouts to Danielle.
Yeah.
Liban Osman. Liban, we don't have a new DoorDash code for you. I know you're always lurking every day.
Is he in the chat? I'm going to go in the chat right now.
It's just the Fan 25, Liban. You might got to just, start a burner DoorDash account. Actually, don't do that. So
anyway,
Liban, we'll try to get you a special code at some point. Okay. That's what we're gonna do.
Are we gonna do that for Liban?
I don't know. But speaking of giving and helping others, so me and you have partnered with some local organizations here in Toronto.
Yes.
Because as we enter, what is this, like technically third calendar year of the pandemic, there's a lot of people out there that don't have access to basic health, survival resources.
Yeah.
And, in response, we have joined up with these organizations as part of a Lunar New Year Give Back community fundraiser. And helping us organize this and playing a huge role in this is friend of the program, Evie Kwong of the Toronto Star.
Yeah.
And we wanted Evie to just come on real quickly to talk to us about this. Evie, how's it going?
What's good? I'm watching you guys through YouTube. It's such a trip.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I was wondering, has there ever been 3 Asians on Sportsnet 590 The Fan at 2:30?
I don't know. That's on you. I have no idea, but thanks for breaking the barrier.
Will's very uncomfortable right now. Okay. Let's just stick to the script.
This is great. This is great.
So, Evie.
Once a year, just like Lunar New Year.
Evie, I wanted you to tell our listeners a little bit about this fundraiser that we're a part of and we've contributed to.
Yeah, for sure. So the Lunar New Year Give Back, it's just all about kind of like, I don't think people generally know what Lunar New Year is about, and a lot of it is about giving. It's also about like collective health. So I don't know about anyone else, but in our culture, like we don't give love or like through hugs or, saying I love you. It's just so uncomfortable. I'm sure you two both know that. But we do that. Ever. Okay, well, you guys should show more love to each other. Anyways, we do that through food and also through giving, and it's all about collective health. So if you're at like dim sum, it's not about eating yourself. It's about like making sure you serve everyone first. And that kind of idea kind of goes through, not just with food and not just at the dim sum spot, but like it also happens through how we view our own health. So collectively, obviously in the city, we obviously know that homelessness is an issue, and it's something that a lot of people don't have resources for. So it's just a little thing that we can get together with Asian businesses, with you guys. So thank you for so much of like that kind of sharing support too. And, making sure that we can get like essential winter gear because it's like so cold outside. And also just like it's a basic human thing to just have that warmth and shelter. So that's basically what it is. And I don't know if you guys need the instructions, but I know it's posted to my Twitter and your Twitters too. So yeah, thanks guys for being part of this way of sharing Asian love, which is not through direct waves, but also knowing like it's all for other people too.
Yeah, definitely. And just to be specific on how some of the money can be relayed, you can send e-transfers, send them to LNY, like Lunar New Year. Give back at sanctuarytoronto.ca. The password, please use Tiger, lowercase. And yeah, as you mentioned, money will be raised and it will go towards purchasing winter survival. I mean, damn, it's cold today. Like, it's genuinely so cold today. And for those who are unhoused and vulnerable, as you mentioned, the items include tents, insulated sleeping bags, winter boots, winter coats, jeans, track pants, TTC tokens, Presto cards, grocery cards, hand warmers, and everything that people just basically need to get through the winter and to support them in any way.
Yeah, for sure. And I know we've always talked off air about just using our platform to give back to the community, in different communities in different ways. And this is one of the many ways we hope that we can use, our voices, our platforms, and, appreciate all the stuff that you do, Evie, because honestly, you do a lot of the heavy lifting, and we just lend yourself our famous names, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, but I mean, when everything gets back to normal, we're going to get Liban, us three, and teach him how to use chopsticks, because that's like the next step for us,
Man.
Yeah, that's a lost cause, by the way, so that's actually not going to happen. So, shouts to Jason.
Can you eat Bellissimos with chopsticks?
I don't know, man. Liban, just, take a course or something. Don't they have a chopsticks course at George Brown or something?
No, he's got to do one of those things for an exchange program. We got to set him to like Shanghai for a year.
Hey, before we let you go, Evie, so been following your exploits on social media. You have a new Asian neighbor who has been giving you gifts, and you two have just been like going back and forth giving each other free gifts. Is that the story? Tell us the story.
No, that's the story. I mean, when you move in, like I have a new neighbor, it happens to be a Chinese auntie. And like, again, I told you, like, love is not through saying small talk. Like, no one has time for that, but it's definitely through food. So I like left her some Asian snacks, and she retaliated by like giving me Asian snacks, hung at my front door. And then it just escalated from there. So it went from like Lunar New Year snacks, where I gave her like these really nice ones from this place called Waitaki in Markham. And she like made these homemade ones and a turnip cake and like left it on my door. So it's just been like escalating since, and it's just going back and forth. And I've been sharing this journey on TikTok /Twitter /whatever, but it's actually insane because it's like, I feel like at some points I'm actually making her feel more uncomfortable by giving her stuff, but I'm kind of like in this challenge now. I can't really stop, Like it sucks that I'm going first because then she always comes back somehow with something better. We need to flip it a bit. Like, I don't know what to get her next. Like, so if you guys have suggestions, like, let me know, please.
What is the best item that you've given her?
I mean, I gave her like flowers, like red and gold flowers for Lunar New Year. I thought that was like so on point. I gave her like, I don't know, just a collection of like the most ultimate snacks in this whole city. Like I go to all these places in Scarborough to get it. And like every time she meets me back with like something homemade, and like, I can't cook like Chinese food like that. That's just like insane.
Yeah. No, well, I have a suggestion for you. A signed copy of Cover Story will end this rivalry. She won't know how to react. She will not know how to react.
No way she'll come back
what do you
that.
think she'll give me? Like, what would she give me for that?
She'll actually just give you the book back. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, man. But yeah.
Everyone, check out Cover Story. I might do that.
No, but seriously, go to, Evie's timeline, Will's timeline, and mine as well. We're going to be sharing this fundraiser and the details. And, if you have any questions, just reach out to us about it. We do. I know you and the organizations have been able to raise, I think, what is it, like 20,000? More than $20,000.
Oh, but it can go higher.
Yeah, no, we can definitely
go
higher.
We can go higher.
Like I've always said, to our listeners, if you can recognize that Gary's cardigan is Gucci, you can donate $20. Or you can donate $30. If Will can get a haircut for $40,
okay,
I can donate 5 Will Lou haircuts, which is what I did with tip.
Oh wow!
So this is what
exactly.
It's 5 haircuts. Like that's it. It's 5 downtown haircuts.
I'm not gonna get a haircut for 5 months. All right.
Yeah,
I've saved my money now.
I mean, I've seen that before, so
Yeah,
I know you can do it.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, so I know you can do it. But Evie, everybody should check out Evie's work as well. She does great work at the Toronto Star about the city, about food in Toronto. Evie, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me on. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you. Now, speaking of giving
Yes.
and gifting.
Yes.
So another report from the empty arena last night was the Raptor mascot threw 2 free T-shirts at us.
Yes. Well, threw 1 free T-shirt at you, then came back around and just
Yes,
gave me a dribble handoff.
We've built up a good rapport with the mascot.
Absolutely.
And
Legend.
he's been very nice to us.
Fan of the program?
Friend of the program, definitely.
Yep.
So, I got this red Raptors T-shirt.
Yeah.
And what I did was I added it to my Secret Santa regift.
Oh, that's
for
right.
producer Derek.
That's
so
right.
we need producer Derek to come in the studio because we're finally going to do the Secret Santa of the century.
Right. But which, by the way, I thought, when you said the gifting portion of it, I thought you meant when the Blazers just gifted Norm back to Kawhi, apparently, with a very one-sided trade. But anyway, we're here to not necessarily talk about basketball. We're here to,
We're here
give
to
gifts,
gift.
finally.
We're
So,
here to give
Derek?
gifts. Derek Brandeo, who does great work for us
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So it's been revealed that I drew Derek for the Secret Santa.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that.
And
yeah.
Derek drew you. So let's start with Derek. I know Derek has a nicely gift-wrapped
This is
present.
humble. I was gonna say I did not
for
gift wrapped
William Lou.
anything, man.
So Willu, it's
Derek, you're not gonna say anything?
Merry Christmas, Will.
Oh wow, okay, all right. So feels soft. I think it probably is.
and as
clothing.
Will is opening the gifts because we're multitasking here.
Yeah, go ahead.
News has just come through that former Raptor Norman Powell
Friend of the program.
has been traded. Wow, everyone is the friend of the program.
No, but for real, we interviewed him for 30 minutes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shouts to Blazers PR for that. Norman Powell
seriously.
and Robert Covington have been traded from the Portland Trailblazers to the Clippers in exchange for Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and a future second-round pick. So
Wow, no extra bag of peñas to go with that because that's a one-sided trade. Good for the Clippers, I guess. They've added 2 pieces who can contribute to the playoffs. Good for Norm as well. He gets to be closer to home, even though he's from
Yeah.
San Diego. Portland is just slightly up the West Coast. I genuinely enjoy the city of Portland. It seemed like Portland actually took good care of him. They signed him to a 5-year deal. 1 year into that deal, less than 1 year into that deal, he's already gone. But I'm sure he'll be pretty happy with the Clippers. And in general, I don't like the Clippers though, so I'm not happy about this.
I love how
But this
just
is
in
a pretty
general-
damn good trade for Lawrence Frank.
You can just rip the paper. It's okay.
Okay, fine, I will.
Yeah, you've taken a long time. I don't have any other trades to read.
I think we've set up the suspense already enough.
Okay, all right.
All right, let's see, because I know not everybody is watching on YouTube, so I will provide the commentary.
Oh my goodness.
So
What
Will
is this?
Will has received a Liverpool
Oh my
sweater,
God. No.
a Liverpool hoodie.
An Evertonian spent money on a Liverpool kit?
I was
That's
just going to say that
unbelievable.
just shows you how much I like you is that I actually
Oh, my
spent money
God.
on Liverpool, okay?
Okay, all right.
What's going on, man?
Damn. No, I appreciate this.
I actually tried to find I hate Liverpool wrapping paper, but the internet failed me.
That's amazing.
Wow, more than Everton
Yeah.
failed you? All right, anyway. Thank you, Derek. This is great. Appreciate you.
Christmas.
All right.
I love how you guys did a proper handshake.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Actually, Jen wanted me to hug Will, but I didn't want to make things too awkward.
Derek, I don't think we got time for you to open everything in this bag, but there's lots of stuff in here for you, including the free Raptor shirt received.
Thank you very much.
But plenty of stuff.
You can
Stuff
definitely
for
sleep comfortably in that
stuff
one.
for you and your family as well, and a special cover story tote bag
I think
to
it's
go
sick,
with it.
actually.
That's tote bag is more precious to me because
Yeah.
I wanted one of those Justin Bieber tote bags.
That's
Bieber
right.
bits.
There we go.
And this
Okay.
is
This is more
much
exclusive.
More exclusive.
So
Thank
who
you
is this
much.
player on the cover?
Anyways,
Yeah.
here you go.
There we
Maybe
go.
you can open this off air. There's lots of stuff in there for you and your family, Derek.
It feels like there's like 6
I
copies
truly-
of cover story in there.
No, there's no. I didn't come in a forklift today. Okay, like we appreciate Derek and we want to say that
Yes,
on air
absolutely.
with him here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
No,
you, guys.
seriously,
Appreciate you
such
too.
great work
Shouts
for us
to you.
behind the scenes.
Appreciate
And
both of you as
Do you
well.
have gifts for me?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do have gifts. Here you go. I elegantly wrapped them in this
What is going on?
online grocery delivery
Oh,
bag.
appreciate
Yes,
it.
There we go.
Appreciate it. Okay. So here's a red NN hat,
Mhm.
which we actually are giving away. So
That's
I'll be
correct.
I'll be going to Shoppers later to ship it to the fan who won last week.
Absolutely.
You gave me a copy of the Lucky Peach
Yeah, exclusive.
Chinatown issue.
Yeah, no longer in publication, Lucky Peach. So this is what people in the industry call dead stock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Chinatown issue.
And you also gave me this Uncut Gems zine.
Zine. That's right.
which is
Not a magazine, just a zine.
amazing as
Not
well.
a magazine.
So I appreciate all this.
Yeah, of course. Wow,
And it's awesome. And it's awesome that I'm already regifting one of the 3 things that you've given me.
I'm
trying to be the regift. I'm trying to make regifting cool.
It is cool, man. I'm really happy with the gift. Thank you, Derek. I knew it was gonna be something football related. That's all we ever talk about.
You did tell me you wanted something football related.
Yes, absolutely.
So you're thrilled.
No, of course I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
No,
There's
I'm gonna
not-
wear this to my the Score FC runs. Yeah.
There's not much else you want because you were walking around the office wearing 2 watches yesterday.
Okay. We don't have to expose me, but yeah, that's true. I was, and I did say it was kind of heat. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway,
now we have 5 minutes left.
Yeah. Okay. So this trade is just I don't know. It's just it's bothering me. So hopefully Portland is just going to fire sale mode. They should.
Sounds
the
like
thing is, they should at least get a pick. Norm's on a good deal. Like, I know it's long term. It's a lot of money long term. All right, the Clippers are willing to pay the luxury tax forever because, Ballmer is just that rich. Whatever, that's fine. But, like, come on. Norm's a damn good player. You're not even getting a first-round pick for him. Covington, whatever. He's maybe underperformed, I would say. A little underwhelming. But, like, still, like, a guy who can contribute. You can definitely play in a playoff series. He is a guy that now they get his bird rights, they can retain him. Yes, it was going to cost a lot, but still they can do that if they choose to. And all they gave up was a second-round pick and some semi-expiring contracts. Like, Bledsoe? Like, come on.
I hate to say it. Nice trade for the Clippers.
Yeah, no, of course it's a nice trade.
I think my big question.
Also, what is Portland doing? So you just traded Gary Trent Jr. to get Norm, sign Norm, and then you just gave him up for nothing.
Not all front offices are built alike. There are good and bad front offices.
You're right. That's yeah, wow.
Right? Raptors are built different. Actually, my biggest
different.
question, if you ask me about this trade, is what does this mean? Because we know Paul George is still out.
Yeah,
Kawhi
is going to be out for the season, I think.
So, I mean, like you mentioned, this trade is for more than just this year.
Yep.
But I guess my initial impression was, okay, maybe they know that Paul George might come back and Kawhi might come back. Because if they do come back late in the season and you're adding Norm and Robert Covington to this rotation, I mean, Clippers are a pretty formidable team. Like, they got the 2 stars.
I don't want to talk about the Clippers.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hopefully, though, this means that Portland's willing to sell off their other expiring veterans, such as Yusuf Nurkic, who, at this rate, based on this trade, we should get Goran Dragic and a second-round pick should be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm ready to trade Goran and a second-round pick for Jason Capono, who was spotted at a Miami Heat game. What's up with all these former Raptors? Well, he's a former Heat player too.
Yeah.
But what's up with all these guys just showing up to Miami? I guess Miami is a nice place to hang out.
I was going to say, what's no mystery there? I mean, why are you asking me this, man?
It's because there's 5
you're
minutes
like 5
left.
years away from moving to Miami and
No, Hawaii's the plan.
playing dominoes.
When I'm
on the
50,
street.
I'm going to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You and Don Nelson?
Yeah, me
You
and
want the
Nelson.
Don Nelson plan?
No, but you make a good point about Yusuf Nurkic, actually, because I guess now the Clippers are officially just open for sale.
Oh, the Blazers, you mean?
Oh, yeah, Blazers, sorry.
Yeah,
And I would assume
I agree.
CJ McCollum is going to be available too. Not for the Raptors.
I'm not
but,
even sure, though. But, I mean, this does suggest to me that they want to go in a rebuilding position because they clearly did not make their team stronger by getting Eric Bledsoe and Justice Winslow and a second-round pick.
Oh, they're punting on this season.
So then, yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, they would need to figure out what they want to do long-term at center without Nurkic. But still, he's an unrestricted free agent. If this is the direction you want to move your franchise, then, yeah, give it up. Masai, make the phone call, man. I know you got 2 phones. I know Bobby got 2 phones. That's 4 phones, man.
Yeah, we got lots of
Have
trade.
a telethon with them.
we got lots of trade deadline content coming up
I can't wait.
next week. We're doing a 2-hour special on Thursday, 2 to 4 p.m., which will be fun because the trade deadline will be happening in real time.
That's right.
So no, that'll be super cool. So I know we got just a minute left here.
Yep.
I heard Chris Boucher responded to your social media criticism on a new Yahoo Sports Canada podcast.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but that'll be my job this weekend. I will listen to it, pull the clip,
Oh,
and,
there'll be content on the
and you
weekend.
can create a response on Monday.
No, here's the thing. I haven't seen the clip yet. I was just made aware of it, and that's cool. Like, I think first off, if you're able to be in this position and have a microphone and talk about the players, if you're able to go on Twitter and tweet about the players have all the right in the world to come back, to respond to all those criticisms, right? And I don't think that I'm perfect at my job, not even close. And so
you're fair.
as long as people give credit for where credit is due, I think that's
no,
that's
trust
ultimately
me,
where people
you're
can do
fair,
it.
man. I'm Team Will Lou
But anyway,
forever.
I'm going to look at this clip and maybe I'll change my mind. So that does it for today. I'm your host, Will Lou, and you're listening to The Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Make sure you find The Raptors Show wherever you listen to podcasts and subscribe, and please rate and review our show. A reminder, we are back in the studio and streaming live once again on Sportsnet's YouTube channel, Monday to Friday between 2 and 3 p.m. Thanks once again to my producer and co-host, Alex Wong, to our guest, Evie Kwong, to our board producer, Derek Bandale. Thank you for the sweater. And to Jennifer Rolnick for helping us behind the scenes with the YouTube stream. I will talk to you soon.